In this video, I'm going to show you how to analyze the data from this video, okay? But before we can start clicking away and analyzing, okay, what we have to do, and I like to make this as big as possible. It's like, ooh, that's as big as it's going to get, right? Okay, we got to set some stuff up here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to click on the little system thing, okay? So click on that, and the first thing we want to do is we want to tell it what a meter is in this video, okay? So I'm going to, there's a meter stick if you look at that lying on the ground. Just accidentally happen to have a meter stick lying there. And I'm going to tell it that that is 1 meter, okay? It's telling us that that's 884 pixels, that's fine, right? Okay, the next thing, so that's the scale, right? Then the next thing we want to do is we want to set up the origin. And it's nice if our numbers start at 0. So see how the track is sitting right there, the card is sitting there? We're going to tell it that that's the origin. So move that up there. Don't worry, this will get out of our way, right? So the origin is like right about there, okay? Now the question is, and for the videos where the air track is tilted more, we have to do this adjustment. But let's just see how close we are here. I'm going to grab this, and I can move this up and down, right? So the question is, does that look level? So on the tracks where it's not level, you're going to have to like tilt it down a little bit. It's not a big deal. That looks about right, doesn't it? Okay, so there's two things. Put the crosshairs of that right at where that air track meets the air track meets the glider, right? Okay, and then also move it so that this line is parallel to the air track, okay? Once you've done that, we're all set, okay? The next thing we want to do is, this thing is shooting 30 frames per second. We definitely don't want to look at every single frame, so we want this thing to skip, okay? And I think the thing to do is have it skip 5 frames, so let's just try that, okay? And now we're set. Now we've told it how far a meter is, right? We told it how far a meter was. We put the origin there, so 0 will be right there. Okay, now we're ready to add points, okay? So what we want to do is see these little right and left arrows at the bottom. We want to find the frame, don't look at me, where I lift my fingers off. There, you see it? My fingers came off. That's the first one that we want to analyze. See the fingers in my right hand? On the cart, off the cart. Okay, hasn't really started moving yet, but there it is. Okay, as soon as my fingers are off the cart, the first frame you see that where my fingers are off the cart, what you want to do is we want to click where this thing is. Now, here's the problem. Every time I click, it's going to put a blue dot there. Okay, and the problem is that we won't be able to see where to click because the blue dot will be in the way. Okay, it's kind of the bananas in the ears joke all over again. I can't put a blue dot down because I've got a blue dot down, right? So what I'm going to do is, instead of using this crosshairs here to click on where the card is, I'm going to use the bottom edge of the crosshairs. And see that what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it, see the bottom crosshair there? I'm going to always have that resting on the air track like that. And I'm going to have the leading white edge right up against, I'm going to sort of nuzzle it up against the air track here. So coming in from the right side, I'm going to just stick it up against there, and there it is. Now notice it moved incrementally, so I'm just going to try to guess this again. Remember, this thing's not going to accelerate that fast. Remember, you're always trying to get the up and down, by the way, doesn't matter. We're just going to ignore up and down. I'm just trying to get this. There we go. It's finally moving here. There we go. Things are really picking up here. You see it's going every time we click, it goes a little farther, right? Okay. Okay. There we go. I can't believe this is probably really exciting for you. We normally when we're in class, we do this. We've got a thing called a tape timer that clicks and it makes marks on a tape. You could argue that this is a better way to do it, but it might not be. All right, well, this thing's really moving along there. It's kind of a dopey look on my face there. Hopefully there's nothing regrettable. Ooh, we're getting some motion blur. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts for takeoff. I don't know if you can hear the fan on my computers. It's going to warp speed. Don't know why. Not really doing anything. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to keep analyzing this until it just goes off the frame, right? It's gone. All right, that's it. That's the last dot. Now, don't be careful you don't click on the picture again, or it'll add like some spurious dot like that. Okay. Now I'm going to make the video part of this small and the see if I can move this up. And you can see it's kind of cool. You can the blue doesn't mean anything. That's our Y. In fact, I can just turn off the Y. We can look at that. And you can see that it's a beautiful shape. It's kind of a nice curvy shape like that. Okay, so what we want to do here is go in here and get the time and the X, right? Let's select those. And depending on, you know, whether you did the fast one or the slow one, you'll have anywhere between, I got 36 here. I think when I did the medium one, I got like 20 something. Maybe the high one is even fewer points, right? Okay. Then I want to do a right click here, or I can copy. I'm going to do a command. For me, it's a command C, right? You can also do I'm doing a control. Whoops, that didn't work. I thought I could do a control click. So select that, select all those points, okay? I'm doing a control C, or command C because it's a Mac, right? And then I'm going to go into my Google Sheets, and I'm going to paste it. And don't paste it right in the upper left corner, paste it down one. And now I'm doing control V like that, okay? Now with all the points selected, don't click. Okay, what we want to do is we want to make it smaller. So let's decrease. Whoops, that's too much. So see those little right and left arrow? Mess with those till all of them have 3 decimal places. And then it looks nice. It hasn't changed, by the way, the values. It just changes the display of the values, okay? And on that first cell, or that first column, we're going to go time in seconds, okay? And then in the second cell, I'm going to go position, and that guy is in meters, okay? And we're done. We've pasted that in there, okay? Now check this out. Watch this. You're going to like this. I can actually rename this. I'm going to call this position. There we go. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now we've got a position thing. We can put our graph and everything in there, but I'll do that in a different video.